So we were wrong. There are going to be units under 2000 PSF for Sky Eden.
So what do we think about that? Let's find out.
Welcome back to part 2 of our condo new launch review about Sky Eden.
So in part 1, we've talked about the 3 things that we like and don't like about Sky Eden, and you can find a link to that somewhere in this video.
Now that more details about the project has been released, we're going to jump into the part 2 of this condo review where we dive into some of the things that we like about the project details, about the site plan, about the floor plan, and more importantly about the guide price. Now, let's dive into the project proper, and we're going to review the project brochure.
So looking at Sky Eden, you can see they have greenery on the first page of the brochure already. And as we move on, I think the biggest highlight of this project and the design feature is actually the Sky Garden, whereby they're looking to have a Sky Garden corridor on every single floor as kind of like a play area, hangout area. And I think this is going to be something really iconic about the project. Where you drive down the new Upper Changi Road, it's going to be something that catches a lot of people's attention. One thing that is a little bit not so nice about the Sky Garden is that you can see over here that there will be one bedroom closer to one of the towers that might be looking right into the Sky Garden, so that might not give us a lot of privacy.
And I think it's quite clever for the architects to do this Sky Garden on every floor, because the footprint of the project itself is quite small, so there won't be that much open space on the common facilities deck, so which is why they're very cleverly slotted in common facilities deck on every floor by incorporating this sky terrace thing into the design. I think all in all, very clever, because it creates a unique
design feature,
unique facade, unique design feature, as well as add on to the communal space and maximizing it for a project with a small footprint.
Yeah, so as we move on, okay, so more pictures of how the Sky Garden will look like. If, you know, when the project really comes out, TOP, and the Sky Garden really looks like that, I think it would be really impressive, but we'll probably have to see how the maintenance go for this Sky Garden a couple of years down the road.
Yeah, because for those of you who are familiar, there's another project that really sold this Sky Garden concept very much. And that's the Tembusu over at Kovan, and we've been there recently. I'm afraid the execution is something that...
There are good days and there are bad days.
Yeah, so it's tricky. It's very nice to look at and to design, but it's very, very tricky to maintain. So, you know, folks at Sky Eden, hopefully you get a very good gardener lah.
Okay, so moving on. This is kind of how the project is going to look like along New Upper Changi Road. Another thing that we really like is the drop-off point. So, you know, Sky Eden is going to be a mixed development with commercial shops on the first floor. And with mixed development, sometimes the thing that is overlooked is the drop-off point, because you have the first floor all, you know, being taken up by a commercial shop space. But with Sky Eden, they have cleverly designed this very nice drop-off area, which I think is pretty grand, and it's still, you know, a nice private space for the residents away from the commercial space.
And it's important that you have a nice grand drop-off point, because it forms the first impression of the buyers in the resale market when they come and take a look at it once everything is built up and whatnot. Because a lot of the times with some of the other mixed-use developments, when buyers come in the resale market, right, they come in with the impression that, oh, I want to go and take a look at the project because it's very convenient, one stop and everything. But the minute they reach there, they struggle to find the entrance, right? They will call us and say, hey, where's the entrance? Which lobby? Wow, then the whole experience before they even get to the unit is already, you know, they feel it's very disorientating and whatnot.
It's like a hassle to get to the unit.
Yeah, so having a very clean cut, straightforward drop-off point like that I think is very, very important. Something that you know, you may see it as, oh, it's just any other marketing material, but to us,
it's part of the experience when you go to the development, when you park your car, you know, going to the lift lobby, even the things like that. Like you can see their lift lobby is going to be air conditioned. I think that is one of the, you know, few things that we like to point out to our resale buyers.
Correct.
Okay. So over here, this is how Sky Eden will look on the first floor. There will be sheltered walkway around the development. So once you come out of the development, it will actually be a sheltered walkway all the way to wherever you want to go, including the MRT station. Okay, commercial site plan. So you see how they have, you know, lay out the commercial units along with the drop-off area.
So all the commercial units will be facing outside lah. I think for those of you who are familiar with the location over in Bedok and the current Bedok point, I think one of the reasons why the current commercial shops are struggling, right, is because of the foot traffic around this corner of Bedok Central. Now, if you are a buyer for the residential units, it may be something that is to your advantage, because some of the complaints people might have with regards, and it is one of the points that we mentioned in the first video, right, is while people like the convenience of mixed-use development near the MRT station, right, sometimes they don't like that it is overly busy. So I think while it's inevitable that it's a busy area, I think this is like the quieter corner of Bedok Central lah. But as an owner, because the commercial shops are not going to be sold by Frasers, I think they are going to continue to run it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to continue.
I think so.
They're going to continue to run it. You don't have to be worried that, you know, it's going to be like a ghost town on your first floor lah. Yeah.
Okay, and this is how they envision the pool deck to look like, and I think it is quite an accurate representation, because if you know on this side of Bedok where if you know the orientation of this is actually looking towards the west side of Sky Eden, where you have your MRT station there, and it is pretty unblocked. The blocks down there are really short, so you're gonna get, hopefully, you know, this kind of nice, clear, unblocked view every day.
Yeah, so despite the fact that the facilities are laid out on the second floor, which was one of the things that I highlighted to Elizabeth earlier, because if you go to Bedok Residences, right, the other mixed-use development in Bedok, their facilities are much more elevated. They actually do clear the MRT tracks, but that's also because it is on top of Bedok Mall lah. But yet for Sky Eden, to be honest, if I were the developers, I would have elevated, of course, cost aside, I would have elevated the facilities to cross the MRT tracks, just to give it a little more exclusivity and whatnot. But I think probably they weigh their pros and cons out, and the fact that there isn't...
Maybe to do with the maximum heights, allowable.
Maybe, but I also think maybe the architects weighed these pros and cons, and they realized that it's not like we're going to get a lot of buildings around us staring into the development, so it's okay to have the facilities laid out on the second floor. And I think, like what Elizabeth said, I think this rendering is an accurate representation, and I particularly like it when the pools are laid out and you don't really have buildings around us. The feel is very, very different. It's something that you get at Twin View. It's something that we're going to get at Park Asta. It's just very, very grand and very, very chill compared to pools that have buildings.
You don't feel so claustrophobic.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Some of how the facilities will look like. This is the clubhouse, and they still put in tiny spaces of, you know, chill out area, although it is a very small development. So it's really clever of the architects.
I like it that, of course, developed by Frasers, so you wouldn't have any concerns on execution. They have done Watertown over at Punggol before, and I would say that is a very, very well executed project that is aging well, and is gained. It took a while to gain popularity with the folks over in Punggol, but right now I think it's something that is very, very popular with anyone that stays in Punggol. Another thing that I like about the execution of the place is because despite its small footprint, we do get of course, I think on the rendering it looks big lah, but when it's actually executed, it's just going to be a small grass patch. But all in all, I think the general vibe for the place that the architects were trying to give, right, is that it's not overly claustrophobic.
Okay, so location. So we have already touched on the location in the previous video, but just to have a very quick recap, we are over here in the green square, and just 3 minutes away from Bedok MRT station and Bedok Mall. One thing to highlight, Bedok Sports Complex over here, it is actually slated for residential land in the future, although it hasn't been cleared yet. So we don't know when. It's probably going to take us quite a while, but this is a rather big plot, and when and if it does get sold, hopefully to be developed into a condominium, the prices there will definitely be very high, and that will help the prices in Sky Eden. Okay, and yeah.
One of the big things that we highlighted that will help the prices over at Sky Eden really is the transformation that the new, the brown line is called what? Thomson East Coast Line. The Thomson East Coast Line will bring to this area. And also because we're going to have almost a new small HDB town being formed over at the Bayshore. For those of you, a lot of people don't know, I believe it's Bedok South MRT or Bayshore MRT. There's going to be a mixed-use development that's going to come up over there. Dark blue, if you look at the URA master plan, and so dark blue will have commercial plus residential, likely residential further up. And for that one, you're going to have ski view. So I think the price for that one
will be crazy.
Definitely cross 3,000 PSF. And since we are over at the location map, if you do also notice, and for those of you who are familiar with the East-West line, right, Bedok MRT really is the one that has the most, I think, all-rounded amenities because in Paya Lebar is a lot of malls and whatnot. You don't really get a hawker center.
More offices.
Yeah, more offices, malls, higher-end stuff. Eunos is very quiet. Yes, there's a small town center, but no mall in Eunos. Kemangan, super duper quiet.
More residential.
More residential. So Bedok is the more all-rounded in terms of the amenities lah. But and of course, lastly, most important about the location, it's its proximity to Red Swastika School, one of the most popular primary schools in the East.
We are within 1 km of Red Swastika and Neng. These two are the more popular schools in the East.
Next.
Okay. So this one talks about the location. I think we have covered that more or less in the first part of the video.
On food, we both live very, very close to Bedok, to be honest. So it's actually a location that we are very, very familiar with.
Yeah, and their hawker center has our favorite curry chicken noodles.
So do check it out. I mean, because the
already long queue already.
Long queue, but do check it out if you pop by the actual site. Okay, the show flat is not anywhere near the actual site, but if you do want to check out the actual site, do pop by the market to have the curry mee. But I think Bedok as an area has excellent F&B options because if you want to have a slightly higher end, you go to the mall in Bedok Mall, you have Hai Di Lao over there. But you want more affordable options, you can go over to the hawker center. All in all, I think if you buy Sky Eden, you can do without the kitchen because you basically don't have to cook.
But they designed the kitchen quite nicely.
Yeah, which
we will
see
talk
later.
about that later.
Yeah, we will see that later on. Next up, site plan, unit mix.
So before we talk about site plan, let's go through the unit mix and the maintenance fees. So, actually anything below 3-bedroom compact or what they call as a 3-bedroom deluxe, we are all the same maintenance fee at $439 a month. And for the 3 premium and above, then you get it at $512 a month. A little bit expensive, to be honest, but I think this is quite normal if you realize for all the mixed developments and integrated developments, once you have the commercial component inside, your maintenance fees increases significantly.
Adding on to the fact that this is considered somewhat a small project, that all the more brings out the maintenance fee lah. But if I were a buyer and I can afford it and I'm looking at maintenance fees like that, you definitely want to buy the slightly bigger unit, like somehow. From the looks of it gives you better value for money. And also just recapping a little bit on what we talked about for the unit mix in the first part of the video. One of the things we like about Sky Eden really is, I would say, the more owner-occupier centric unit mix, right? So we have 3-bedroom onwards, right, taking up 60%, 3-bedroom onwards taking up 60% of the project, and so with that we foresee more owner-occupiers buying those units, right?
Only 16 units are 2-bed, 1-bath, and that's the smallest unit that you're going to find at Sky Eden.
Yeah, and so with maintenance fees like that, there's a pretty good bet that most of them should be owner-occupiers, and if you follow us enough, you know how much we like. So now, thinking like an investor in an owner-occupied area is something that will be of benefit to you. And so for those of you who follow us quite a bit, you know how much we like that.
Okay, going back to the site plan. So it's a small development, not much space you can see, but we have almost everything in terms of facilities that you need in a condominium, with the exception of the tennis court. So you have your pool, your yoga deck, gym, function room, and all the other small little features here and there. The pool is of a decent length, 30 meters long. I think that is very okay, considering it's hard to find 50-meter length pools nowadays.
Yeah, so in terms of orientation for this, north it's facing going up, south is down. I mean, this is exactly how it's orientated, north-south lah. One of the interesting things that we find about the project and about the site plan is the fact that the larger units are facing the MRT track.
Which is your south-facing. Your 3 premium and your 4-bedroom are facing the MRT track.
So initially when it first came out, we didn't quite understand why would a developer do that, because it's just going to create more objections during the sale, until we saw the drone shots. Okay, so now this is the drone shot of the area, and I'm going to orientate you this way. So now this is the south facing, so this is going to be the facing for the larger units. And if we hit a certain floor level, and I believe if we go up to this one, this is level 8, level 13, level 17. So now if you go up to level 17, you can catch a little bit of the sea, a little bit of the sea view.
In between the pockets of the buildings.
Yeah.
So let's not look at level 17 because that's our topmost floor. Let's look at level 13, maybe, you know, somewhere high, mid-floor. A tiny, tiny line of the sea.
Yeah, you can still see the sea lah. You see a little bit of the ships over there. And I think if we go right, pan right a little bit, and you see hard enough, you can see Marina Bay. Okay, so I think that is the reason why the developers actually put the larger units in this facing, even though there's that obvious MRT track over there. But increasingly so, I feel like given a choice, face MRT track or face highway, MRT track, usually we get much lesser objections. And of course, on top of that, we are good distance away from the MRT track. We are like not right
Yeah,
smack
you
beside.
have like 47 meters away from the MRT track, and that is really pretty good distance already. So the noise that you get will be lesser already. And I think the other reason why they do that is because besides the MRT track, you get pretty much very good privacy, and besides the HDB blocks on the left side, the rest of it on the right side is very unblocked.
Yeah, so it's 47 meters to the MRT track, and then if you can see over here, over to the other HDB blocks is another pretty good distance away. So this is actually one of the more premium facing, so to speak, MRT track side. Because if we go down, so this now is west facing, and if I orientate you to the brochure, this is where stack 3, stack 2 will be facing, and also stack 10. So stack 10 is the 3 compact.
No.
3 premium.
Yes.
Yeah, stack 10 is the 3 premium. Stack 2 is also the 3 premium units.
So for stack 3, stack 2 and stack 10, although you get the west facing, the west sun will only be hitting the walls and not be shining directly into the unit. So I think that was what the architects were planning for the site plan, and hopefully that, will minimize some of the heat from the west sun.
Yep. So this is what it looks like towards the west, but we do not foresee any of the units directly facing in this direction. But what I want to show you guys is that if we do face this direction, actually what you see is just a lot of concrete rooftops, not so nice, which is why the developers didn't put too many units facing this direction, and on top of that the west sun. If you do face south, which it's where the smaller units are facing, so you see over here, it's facing basically a lot of HDB blocks .
Yeah, we'll have to clear around level 8 and level 12 to be able to get the unblocked view for this facing. And so I think that is why they are putting the smaller units here. The 2-bed 1-bath and the 3-bedroom compact are both facing this facing. Yeah,
so if another way to look at it, I feel the 2 bedrooms will offer pretty good livability in this sense . The developers have gone somewhat contrarian to the popular option, right? So I think 2 bedrooms, good livability.
Okay, and so this is the east facing, where you get your the 2 premiums, 2-bed 2-baths facing this facing. So yes, you have the multi-story car park here, but once you go past maybe level 5, I think you'll clear the multi-story car park, and you notice you have these 2 rows of pretty tall HDB blocks, but there is a gap between these HDB blocks. So I think if you look at the location map on a larger scale, you can't really see here, but I think the 2 premiums facing will just nice be looking through this gap of the row of HDB shop houses, and so that gives you some good view and probably good ventilation also.
Okay, so we're going to put the drone shots, the links also somewhere in this video, so you can jump into them to take a look as well . So yeah, that's about it for this site plan. Thank you so much for joining us in this video. If you like the content that we've put out, if you appreciated the effort that we put in for our videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as you'll help out the channel a ton, and also give us a little bit of motivation to continue putting out the kind of content.
Give us some encouragement.
Yes, to put out the content and to kind of put in the work that we do . So if not, right, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and back to the video.
So starting off with the floor plans, we go look at the 2-bed 1-bath first, the smallest unit that we get. So if you see over here on the site plan, this is where the 2-bed 1-bath is, looking towards the north, where you are looking towards the HDB and to Heartbeat at Bedok. Okay, so your 2-bed 1-bath is the dumbbell layout. The nice things that we like and don't like about this layout. So first thing you see here, the kitchen is a U-shaped kitchen. It's an open kitchen, but very easily enclosable. So this is really something that we really like about the 2-bed the 2-bedroom layouts that Frasers have designed, the space really feels good. The balcony is the same size as the 2-bed 2-bath at 5 square meters, and actually it is of a decent depth of the balcony, and I think that is very important because sometimes for the smaller units you get a very an odd-shaped balcony whereby maybe it's more rectangular rather than squarish, and so it doesn't end up usable. You cannot put in a dining table there, but for this layout, I believe you can put in the dining table, and then that frees up a lot of space in your living dining area. Okay, so nothing much else to talk about. Let's talk about the 2-bed 2-bath layout first before I show you how the unit designs look like. Okay, so 2-bed 2-bath, we have the dumbbell layout and a more traditional layout. Let's talk about the dumbbell layout first. So this is actually the show flat layout, and it is at 689 square meters. Okay, square feet, sorry, 689 square feet. And to be honest, if you visit the show flat, you will not think that it's 689 square feet only. It really is a very good, efficient use of space, and you know, I have had clients who went to see they are in 1,000 square feet and they were like very surprised because there is no wasted space. Look at it, there really is no wasted space. You go in, you barely have a corridor because then you have the same U-shaped kitchen on the left, a storage cupboard at the back. This storage cupboard is another of my favorite. I will show you why later. And then it's a dumbbell layout, so you don't have corridors going into your bedroom. So this balcony is also 5 square meters, the same size as the 2-bed 1-bath, which is why when I went into the show flat, I really can feel that, you know, it's spacious enough for you to put a 4-seater dining table, and it really frees up the space in the living room. So these facing for this layout is towards the east, whereby we are looking through the two rows of the HDB blocks that we mentioned just now. So you might get quite good view also.
Right, but it's morning sun lah. So, but generally we are quite okay with morning sun.
Normally, nobody really complains about the morning sun.
About morning sun. The only thing to point out, probably the only complaint I have about this layout really would be that there's no natural ventilation. Just take note. It will be mechanically ventilated for the bathrooms and also for the kitchen lah. But for a 2-bed 2-bath, this kitchen size amount of countertop space that you get over here is really, really good. But if you look at the dining space, for me, if I were to take up this unit, I would actually shift the dining out into the balcony. But for the 2-bed 1-bath, that little corner over there actually gives you really good space for a dining. So actually, for the 2-bed 1-bath, you get more options in terms of where to place your dining table. Yeah.
Okay, and when we talk about the layout for the 2-bedroom, I would like to also highlight that the size of the bedrooms are very good. Okay, the common bedroom is at 9 square meters, so that is really good size. If you see the show unit, can fit in a queen bed along with a side table and still have space in front of your wardrobe. Okay, and the other thing is that when you step into the unit, because this U-shaped kitchen over here, this part where you have the sink, it is a glass, what's it called? The glass, it's not a wall, it's a glass,
glass wall lah.
Glass wall, yeah. So when you step in, you know, you get this very open view and you can see a lot of the house, and it helps the house feel very spacious. So we have some pictures on how the unit will look like, and this is actually how the show unit looks like for the 2-bed 2-bath in the show flat. So you can see once you step in through your main door over here, you have this glass wall of the kitchen, and you get to see the very open view of the living and dining.
Also, it's a full height, I mean a half height glass wall. Some of the developers, what they do is they give you just a small panel in between, because either they want to save cost, or sometimes they build storages at the top half of it lah. But so a full glass one makes it a lot more grand, and also definitely brings in a lot more natural light the minute you step into the house. So first impressions, which is something that we are very big on, it will be good lah, for this particular layout.
So another thing is you can't really see from this picture, but they use large format porcelain tiles, and that also helps to make the whole place feel brighter and larger. Okay, and just now when I talked about the storage cabinets in the two bedrooms, this is how it will look like. And I think it's a brilliant idea. So most of the time when you get into a two bedroom, you find that the washer and dryer is in the kitchen, and then that takes up a lot of storage space, and you have no storage space in your kitchen. So for Frasers, they actually put that out. They put the washer and dryer in the storage cabinet, and they're building the storage cabinet like this, whereby they are giving you all this shelving, the racks, and you know, even the iron holder, things like that. So it's a very good storage utility cabinet along with your washing machine. And I think it's brilliant because, you know, people always complain that you don't have a storeroom for the two bedrooms, but you know, Frasers have built it like that, and I think it's great. It's one of the favorite things that I like about the two bedroom.
Because a lot of the times when we bring clients to see units, be it show flat or resale units, right? When there is a washing machine or washer dryer in the kitchen, the first conversation we will have is that how can we move it somewhere else. So I think Frasers know that, which is one of the reasons why Frasers rank right up there with the couple of our favorite developers, is because they really put thought into building livable spaces, and this is like minor details like that that really just brings out and makes it a lot more enjoyable to live in. And then it's important because once it goes out into the resale market, things like that
will
make
show.
a difference.
Yeah,
it will make a difference.
Okay, so this is the show flat unit, the 2-bed 2-bath dumbbell layout. And you know, you have one more stack of a 2 premium, whereby it's the more traditional 2-bedroom kind of unit, whereby you have your bedrooms at one side of the house and the living and dining on the other side. But everything else is actually pretty much the same, you know, the same U-shaped kitchen with the glass, and you know, the storage cabinet, balcony also same size, 5 square meters. Bedroom size of the common bedroom also the same at 9 square meters. And yeah, so it's a bit bigger, 743 square feet. But yeah, you know, some wasted space in the corridor, but that's about it. You get a little bit bigger living dining area, and yeah.
One big plus point would be the
yes,
naturally ventilated master bathroom, and this is east facing, so you won't have to be overly concerned about molding issues in your master toilet. But then again, that is the only one that is naturally ventilated lah. I'm going to bring your attention to bedroom 2 of both these layouts. Okay, so personally, in terms of layout, I would prefer bedroom 2 for the dumbbell layout. Why? Because notice that there is a wall over here. So actually for this space, if I were to actually live in it, I may convert this swing door into a sliding door, and then that would give me this extra space over here to probably put in a table, or if not, you find insufficient wardrobe, you can extend the wardrobe out lah, right? It's built like that now because they have to create space for the swing door. But you know, if you live in it long term, you can convert it into a sliding door, right? Versus over here, because over here the wall that you get really, it's on the opposite side of the bed lah, and with that, you know, it can be, you're going to struggle if you want to put in a study table, but this is more of the regular kind of bedroom layouts. So while both 9 square meters, if you let me choose, I actually do like, I feel like bedroom 2 has a bit more usability. For the dumbbell layouts, have a little bit more usability on that.
Okay, so yeah, small development, not many different type of layouts. We are moving on to the 3 bedroom. Okay, so this is the 3 deluxe or the 3 compact at 893 square feet. Looks very much like the 2 premium, where you have the bedrooms at one side, only with the addition of one more bedroom at the back, and in the kitchen a little bit larger, whereby you have the yard. So for the 3 bedrooms, you then don't have the storage storage cabinet, you only have your washer and dryer in the yard area. So I actually like the 2-bedroom storage cupboard better. Okay, same thing, you know, as the 2 premium that we talked about just now, your master bathroom is naturally ventilated, but the common bathroom is not.
But your kitchen will be naturally ventilated.
Yes, it will be.
You have that window over here. One thing I like really is the absence of wasted corridor space in the entrance area. But if you are somebody that likes privacy, you can probably just create some sort of a trellis over here and whatnot, right? But just do take note that based on the site plan, the fact that this layout, right, is stack 3 and stack 5, and one of the bedrooms, bedroom 3, it's on the perpendicular facing to the bulk of the unit. If you are on stack 3, bedroom 3, you will get west sun for that particular unit. So if you are somebody that is afraid of west sun, you may pick level 5, stack 5 instead, and that unit just gets the morning sun, which is not too bad. Another thing I like is the L-shaped window for the master bedroom, and that just gives you a little bit more in terms of the view, you get a more open view. And if we look at the drone shots, right, the view, if you get a decently high enough floor for stack 3, I think the view is quite a good expanse away. Stack 5, also not too bad because we catch this little angle over here, just overlooking all the low-rise HDB blocks in Bedok Central.
Okay, yeah, and just one last thing to highlight, kitchen is enclosed with a sliding door. So for the 3 bedrooms and above, you get your enclosed kitchen. Okay, and then we go on to the 3 premium. So this is also the show flat layout. Okay, first thing that I didn't really like when I went into the show flat, you know, this corridor space is a little bit wasted. Other feedback that some people have given me when they see the show flat layout is that the kitchen and yard is really long. But I guess that one no choice, because nowadays for the 3 premiums you have your bomb shelter within your unit, and that takes up a bit of space within the kitchen, like the length. Okay, the layout of the living and dining room is also the longish kind rather than the, what's it called?
The landscape.
Yeah, so this is the more vertical kind rather than the landscape kind. Balcony, same thing, good size for you to be able to put in a dining table so you can save space inside. And yeah, that is pretty much about the show unit. Okay, when we look at it with reference to the site plan, so we are at stack 1 and stack 2. So for stack 2, your bedroom 3 will get the west sun, master bedroom wall will also get the west sun. But for stack 1, you avoid the west sun. However, your bedroom 3, you realize the window over here, it will be facing the Sky Garden corridor. Okay, so people may be concerned about privacy, yes, that is one thing to highlight. But if you look at the mock-up model in the show flat, you'll realize that they have built trellis along the Sky Garden, so that will offer some privacy for bedroom 3 in stack 1. The bigger concern, I think, would be the occupant inside bedroom 3, whereby there's basically no view because you're just looking at the trellis. Yeah.
But one of the things I like about the layout is that if you do zoom out, it's extremely squarish. Like the whole thing fits into basically a square. So good things about squarish layouts like that is just very little wasted space in terms of the corridor. The corridor shrinks significantly if you compare it to, let's say, a 3-bedroom layout that has all the 3 bedrooms facing the front. So I would say the use of space other than that short little entry corridor is pretty efficient. Yeah.
Okay, and then there is C3, which is the other 3-bedroom premium. But if you look at it, same size, effectively the same. Only difference is the entrance. For C2, your entrance goes in straight like that and you are able to see the whole living dining area. For C3, you come in and you look into a wall and then you turn left to see your living dining, and everything else is a mirror image. So, you know, pros and cons for both kinds of layout. There are some people who prefer this kind because when you go in and open your door, you get to see more of the house, it feels more spacious. Others prefer this layout because when you open the door, you see the wall. It gives you privacy in terms of your corridor. So you can leave the door open, neighbors are walking by and no one can really see into your house. But it doesn't give you that, you know, openness of feeling when you first step into a house. So it's really a personal preference for this. Same thing for this one. Also facing the south, and your bedroom 3 will get the west side.
But I noticed that the developers actually did build in an RC ledge over here, and I think that will help you with I think the 12 to maybe 2 p.m. sort of west sun, which is really hot, but unfortunately nothing much to help you with the 4 to 5 to 6 o'clock west sun, especially for stack 10 that it's got stack 10 and stack 2 that you're probably gonna bear the full brunt of it for bedroom 3. So but you know, you can definitely get around it. Good thing is bedroom 3 the view will be pretty unblocked and pretty clear. So maybe just treat the windows with some solar film. It should help you out a lot.
Okay, and then because this one is the show unit, so let's see some pictures on that. This is how they have designed the show unit. You can see the balcony, very good size. So in the show unit, they've shown you the high ceiling of 4.2 meters for the 3 bedrooms. So these 4.2 meters is only for your living and dining area, and that is only for the penthouse units. You will also get this kind of high ceiling for even your 2 bedroom and 4 bedroom for the penthouse units, but for the rest is your standard 2.72 meters. Okay, and yeah, so living dining area, same thing, the glass for the 3 bedroom.
Oh, but for the 3 bedroom, this glass wall will not be full height already lah, right? It's just going to be a small slit over there, right? I think it's because they have storages built above above the glass.
Yes, that is right. Okay, so then now we move on to the 4 bedroom. Okay, 4 bedroom. Very similar to the 3 bedroom premium with the section of 1 extra bedroom. One thing we don't like really is the orientation of the living and dining room. For the 4 bedrooms, we really love those kind where it's the landscape layout. Although you get a bigger balcony with those, but it gives you a lot of more natural lighting. So it doesn't have the grandeur for a 4 bedroom for this layout, to be very honest with you. But they do give you a dry kitchen and wet kitchen. And this kitchen will not feel as long or as narrow as the 3 premium because of the way they have oriented the whole the bomb shelter. Yeah, that's basically what I feel.
Yeah, but if not, it's more or less exactly the same as the 3 premium, except for here, over here, the bedroom
becomes a junior master with an attached toilet.
Correct, with an attached toilet. But other than that, the master bedroom, I believe it should be the exact same size as the 3 premium bedroom 4.
Slightly bigger, 19 square meters versus 18 square meters at the 3 premium.
1 square meter lah. But in terms of exit strategy, I believe the 4 bedrooms should offer you slightly better exit strategy because it will be more sought after by upgraders, number one, and we haven't yet done the breakdown or the comparison of the 4-bedder sizes in Bedok residences, but I would expect those units to be significantly lesser in numbers, number one, and number two, if it's much bigger in size, or if it's bigger in size, I feel there is a pocket of demand for the 4-bedders over here at Sky Eden, and on top of that, anchored down by Red Swastika and Neng lah.
Yeah, so we have, so and where is it in the site plan? It is, the same south facing, but they have avoided the west sun for the 4-bedroom, so you get the east sun, which is okay. Yeah, facing the pool, facing the MRT, and hopefully you get the little bit of sea view.
At a high enough floor lah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, finishing, I think that's pretty standard, and yeah, that's about it for the brochure.
And last but not least, our thoughts on the guide price that has been announced and what you should do before balloting day.
So we were all caught by surprise, right, when the guide price came out and the PSFs are starting at less than 2,000 square feet at 19XX PSF. And I think, part of the reason is because Frasers got this land a really long time ago when they got it as Bedok Point. So it was very hard to estimate the kind of pricing. So for pricing, we're looking at starting from 1.31 million for the 2-bed 1-bath and 1.42 million for the 2-bed 2-bath, and that is very good pricing in my opinion. Basically if you're looking for new launches at a price of less than 1.5 million, you can't find anything nowadays. So you have to go for this kind of new, like really brand new launches on ballot day to be able to find this kind of prices for a brand new unit. Okay, the 3-bedroom compact is starting at 1.72 million, and the 3 premium is at 2.2 million, and 4-bedroom at 2.6 million. Okay, and although they give you this very attractive pricing at less than 2,000 PSF starting from, we have to be careful when you go down for the ballot, and I'll explain why with this screen capture. So previously when we were talking about the surrounding and the views, we have been using this screen which is at the 17th floor, where the drone shot is done at the 17th floor. Let me show you the drone shot at level 8. So at level 8, it will look like this. We are actually the same view as just now. You see how the view is drastically different. This rooftop that you're seeing right now is Bedok Point's rooftop. So this is really exactly how your view is going to be looking at like. So what we think is that the prices will jump significantly once you have cleared certain height levels. So for example, for this south facing, whereby you're facing the MRT track, we think you will clear the MRT track around level 4, level 5, and that's probably when you will see a significant price increase for the 3 premiums and for the 4 bedrooms. Okay, when you go over to the east side, you can see a little bit of the rooftop of the multi-story car park. So that car park, I think maybe around level 6 or 7, or maybe actually about the same height as the MRT track, so maybe level 5. Yeah, so that price jump for the 2-bedroom premiums, the dumbbell layout, you will also see a significant price jump from level 5 onwards. And if you look to the back, this is your view at level 8. Okay, so I think for the back where you have your 2-bed 1-bath and your 3 compact, price increase will maybe only go up drastically once you clear perhaps level 10 or level 12. And this is the view at level 13. So yeah, you can see much different the view level 13 compared to level 8.
Yeah, so which is why we think the developers have done what they did is because how we have concluded is that Sky Eden, there are levels that are significantly encumbered, basically with little to no view, and which is why the developers have quoted attractive price for that. So now, how do you prep yourself for balloting? The most common mistake that we speak to, sometimes we have people that come to us after they gone through the ballot, and after they purchase a unit and regret purchasing the unit because they feel they have overspent, they will not be prepared to pay the kind of price when they went down for the ballot. And that is because they were suckered in by the kind of prices listed by the developers, the guide prices. But bear in mind, these guide prices basically for Sky Eden will be for the encumbered units under MRT track facing the multi-story car park or facing the HDB blocks. If you are somebody that's looking for own stay and you want view, right, I would suggest that, or we would suggest that you price yourself maybe 100 to 200 PSF more in terms of your budgeting, so that you are not in for a shock. Because it's always good to prep for a bit more, and then when you actually go for balloting,
then it's a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, and it's a pleasant surprise. You end up have the thought that you save money versus that you overspend, right? Another suggestion that we will have is that have sort of your walkaway price. I mean, if you are an investor, if you are not locked in to have to buy in that area, have a walkaway price before balloting day, right? Because balloting day is designed to create that FOMO emotion in you, because especially if you get a good queue number, you will feel that, wow,
very wasted.
Yeah.
I'm not utilizing this because if I don't buy, other people will buy.
Right, and then it's designed to just pressurize you into making a decision on the spot. So just be very, very clear with your balloting day plan. Have a walkaway price. Mentally prep yourself for a slightly higher PSF than that. So the guide PSF is not average PSF. It never happens, right? That is the starting from a PSF. You will not see a PSF that's lower than that one on launch day. We are very, very sure. So all in all, right, do check out our first video if you want more thoughts about the macro perspective of what we like and what we don't like about Sky Eden. But if not, right, thank you so much for joining us on this second part of our condo review. And if you're going for the ballot, we wish you all the best.
Yeah, this one I think is really, I think if your ballot number is more than 200, I think.
Yeah, it may be quite tough, but you know what? All the best, and we'll see you in the next review. Bye-bye.